EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present third round coverage of the EA. One of my favorite tournaments of the year. It's the EA Sports Spring Invitational, and just a stunning golf course. It's Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, we're in for quite a day.
I say that, Rich, is because there's so much elevation here at Wolf Creek, so you're going to have to make those adjustments on the downhill and the uphill. Club selection decisions. And of course, the one that does that the best is more than likely the one that's going to come out on top.
And now we go down to the action at the first. Warm-ups are done, first two rounds in the book, and Frank, this is where careers are made, on the weekends at these kinds of championships.
This is also what you hope for too in professional golf. You know you've got your good stuff. We've seen that through the first 2 days. Put yourself in a great position. Just 36 holes to go. You're looking at that first hole and what the weekend might unfold. That's the beauty of this game. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Rich, these winds haven't subsided at all today. It's certainly a tough test out there right now for these players.
They get your attention, don't they, as a player?
They have club selection right now, vital.
You put the ball back in your stance just a little bit?
If you're going to hit it down.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one.
Just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Birdie putt coming up. The par on this hole yesterday. Good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Frank, you need to be a bit of a rock climber just to get to this second tee. 445-yard hole. What a view.
It's fine. Oh, they've had some meat behind it.
Now the second shot here to this par 4 second.
Well, you took some yardage off that tee shot because it's playing downhill, and the second shot you might have to add a little bit on because it's going to play slightly back up the hill. Green has 3 different levels. Be very important you get the ball on the right level. That bunker on the right, if you come out of it a little bit because that second shot's slightly uphill, there could be a little bit of a problem, especially if the flag's all the way in the back.
So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Not quite enough on that one, couple of feet short.
Yeah, hopefully he taps it in. Not his best, but hopefully it's just 2 putts.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. But you can't afford to give away strokes coming down the stretch. Frank, 227 yards from the back tee here at the par 3 third. This is all you want.
Oh, that's for sure. Plays a little longer than that too by virtue of playing uphill. Thin air might negate some of that. There's going to be a good shot just to keep the ball on the green. One of the smaller greens here. It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
Getting set now over the putt. Too bad, that's a bogey and dropping another spot on this leaderboard. We have already begun. Let's pick up with the action at hole number 4. Frank, what's happening early in this third round? Doesn't look good.
Oh, it's a shocker, Rich. It really is. There's nothing like we saw the first 2 days. A series of mistakes just compounding one after the other. Really right now, talk to the caddy, talk to somebody, talk to someone in the crowd. You've got to change things around.
Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still we'll have a play from there. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Frank, I thought that was in. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
For the par. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a drop shot. Now to the par 5 fifth hole. Cut it over the ridge here, Frank.
Well, if you can, if you dare. And there is actually a stream here. I know we're in the middle of a desert, but if you can clear that stream, that's the main thing. This is a crazy-looking tee shot because it looks like you want to go down that left, down that canyon area, but if you don't know the exact distance you fly the ball, then you're going to be in lots and lots of problems. Those collection of 3 bunkers down the right side, as long as you can avoid that, then that second shot to this par 5, that's not overly long, it's just under 500 yards, is certainly reachable. Second shot will play uphill to a elevated green with, once again, 3 different levels.
Good contact, good result. That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Frank, what's it going to take here on this approach at the par 5?
Well, some people might actually try and bounce it in between those 2 bunkers and run the ball up on the green, but personally, I'd try and actually take a hybrid or something with a little bit more loft and try and fly the ball. Take those 2 bunkers out of play.
Frank, straight uphill with this approach shot, what do you have to factor in terms of club selection and setup over the ball?
Well, you're going to have to take at least an extra club to make up for that added elevation. And also, it's tougher to get onto that front foot.
Frank, that's the biggest roar I've heard all week long. That was an eagle roar.
For good reason. Not just an eagle, too. All of a sudden, back in contention.
Frank, standing on the 6th tee and looking out at this golf course, I can't help but think that if you hit it offline here, you're going to be playing golf with the billy goats.
Yeah, you might actually turn into a billy goat come the end of the day, that's for sure. The huge elevation changes, once again, are apparent here at the 6th. Tis a dogleg to the right, not really a driver unless you want to sort of bring that creek into play or that little stream that cuts across. Second shot, a little bit uphill. Those bunkers are really where you shouldn't go. We all know that. And this green is anything other than flat. A fun-looking hole, too, and a fun hole to play.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Frank, what does the player need to consider on this approach shot here at the 6th?
There's only really one bunker that's a problem. That's the one on the left side. It shouldn't really come into play if you're playing nicely. It's a little narrow in the front, and this green starts to widen up. Once again, distance control and adjusting for the altitude.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Yet another birdie and on the march, 7 under for the tournament. Frank, a very short par 4 here at the 7th, but not one you're going to try to hit off the tee?
No, unless you can fly the ball sort of 300 yards on the nose and stop it within sort of 5 or 6 yards, it's really too risky. This green is not very deep, just sort of 10 or 15 yards in depth. It's just a layup hole, but layup hole it simply doesn't mean grab a club and hit it down the fairway. The best way to play it is to try and hit the ball right on the number. And where I mean by number, I mean the full shot yardage for your second shot, even if that only is a sand iron.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, that's a formality now.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Just a couple of feet. That's a solid par. Still in it, Frank. Par 3/8, 248 yards down to the green. What a hole.
Yeah, maybe you put your two hands together, make a little prayer. You might make two, but make three here and run to the next tee. This is it's just a gorgeous par 3, but it is tough. Every bit as tough as what it is pretty, as a matter of fact.
Well, he didn't knock down the flagstick right there, but 25 feet, that's not too bad. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. That's a solid par putt. Stepping up to the shot here at the 9th, it's a par 4, 390 yards.
It is anything other than straight off the tee because of all these sort of undulations and curvature on the fairway. You'd think well bunkered, but the last bunker on the right side there, longer hitters, they can nearly fly that, just over 300 yards. Either that, shorter hitter just play to that fat area of the green. That'll be sort of some, 270 yards. That will take all the water out of play into a green that slopes back at you. So very good chance even with a wedge in hand to get the ball close. A good way to finish the front nine.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Good-looking shot right here. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Rich, you cannot walk this golf course. As a matter of fact, you cannot use an electric cart around this golf course. You've got to use a gas cart. That's how hilly this golf course is.
I think you need an ATV, right? One of those all-terrain vehicles?
Or BMX, or no, not BMX, the
dirt bike.
The dirt bike, that's what you'd need.
Ricky Fowler would be good around here. Now playing the second here at the par 4. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. This can be a cruel game at times. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And he makes it for par. We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough. Just persuade yourself that. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
just a bit offline.
Yeah, the hard work's coming up now, though. It's a long way away.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Lining this one up for par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Par 5, 12th, and Frank, another reminder that Wolf Creek can really be intimidating.
It can. Water down the left. They'll take a huge dent off your scorecard. A lot of fairway down the right. Somehow find that. This par 5 can be reachable, and 2, there's still trouble to the right of this green if you get a little bit cavalier. This, without doubt, the longest green on the golf course. It's 55 yards from front to back.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Third shot, looking for a good one. Birdie try up next. Now this for birdie. Came away with a bogey on the previous round. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. Now to the 13th hole, and, well, I don't know, should we just fly it over the mountains, Frank?
It looks like that, but then you better find dry land. 350 yards, but as the crow flies, it's probably just a little over 300 yards. I don't know if the mere mortals would really want to flash it across that desert ridge. You probably want to play a little left of it, have a little pitch up the hill, but if you're one of the longer hitters, why not just try it?